Now we're going to add some images to our website. We click the Images button, and we have some images in our library, but we can also upload some more, and we have two options for that: half page and full page. Now your content area is about 1,000 pixels wide, so if your image is going to take up half the page or less, like maybe some staff pictures like these down here, or some product pictures like on this website here, then you would upload using the half page button, which will compress your images to 500 pixels. If your image is going to fill the screen, like this background image, or maybe this header image up here, you would obviously upload using the full page button, which will compress it to 1500 pixels wide, which is quite a bit larger than your content area, but some people have large computer displays and the browsers can be that wide. So we want the image large enough to stretch and fill the browser without losing quality. Now when we upload with these buttons, if your image is larger than the settings for these buttons, your image will be compressed and optimized for that size. Cameras and smartphones nowadays take huge pictures, way bigger than these settings, and the file sizes are so big that your website would load super slow. So that's why we want to compress and optimize them for your website, so they load quickly. And if your image happens to be smaller than these settings, it will just upload unchanged, because we never want to expand an image to make it larger, because then it gets blurry and pixelated and looks bad. It's always okay to shrink, but never okay to expand. So let's say I want a half-page image. I click the button, select my file, and let it upload. And there it is. I simply click the image to insert it. And there you go. Now once it's on the page, I have a few options. If I click on the image, I get the resizer box, and it shows me the current size, width, and height, and there's a B, a percent sign, and a Z. There's also resize handles that allow me to resize my image, and as I do so, it updates the size in real time. Now the max is 1000 pixels. You will not be able to go any larger than that, because if you go larger, it's going to spill off the page on mobile devices, and you'll end up with sideways scrolling, and it's a mess. So to prevent that, we max out at 1000 pixels, but you can make it larger by clicking the percent symbol, which makes it auto-expand to fill the area 100%. This way the image will also shrink to the proper size on smaller screens and mobile devices, so there's no spilling over or sideways scrolling. Now to get out of the 100% auto-expand, we just grab any one of the edges and resize it back down. Now if I click on the B, it adds a border to my image. I don't really like borders unless you have an image with, let's say, a white background and you're putting it on a section of your website that also has a white background and it blends too much. Then you want to add a border to define the edges. But other than that, it's just much cleaner to leave it off. And then we have the Z for zoom. If we turn off edit mode and we click the image, it gives you a zoomed in view of the image. Now this is good for product pictures. Let's say you got a bunch of products on the page and you list them 3 across, like on this website again. Your customers may want to see more details, so you could upload your product pictures at full page size but shrink them down on the page, so when you click to zoom, it zooms in. You can also set the alignment just like you would the text in the table cell. So I can center this image, or put it to the right, or to the left. Now it's set to go to the left by default because our table cell alignment is justify. But if we center our table cell content, well, by default the image follows suit. Unless, of course, you specifically align the image to something else. Now, of course, if you have your image set to 100%, you wouldn't use alignment at all because your image is filling the table anyway, so there is no alignment. And here's a neat trick. You can have your text wrap around your image using alignment. I'm going to click off the image so the resizer box is not present. Then I can click and drag my image and put it over here in front of the first letter of this paragraph. This places the image on the same line as the text, but because the image is larger, you're left with blank area above the text. So let's click on the image, align left, and voila, your text is wrapping around it. We can even put it to the right. Pretty cool, huh? And of course, we can easily change the picture by clicking on it. Go to Images, click on a different image, and there you go. And to delete an image, I just click on it and hit the Delete or Backspace button on my keyboard. Okay, one last thing. Let's go to the Help page, scroll down to the free resource links, and here we have tons of places to go for royalty-free images. And over here are free image editors if you wanted to tweak your images or maybe place your logo or company name right on your header image, or whatever. And we also offer custom header design if you want us to do it for you. So that's it for images.